Brandon answer more. He's honestly a lot smarter than I am with this stuff.
Mike, you've got something you want to say.
Well, I was going to, just to answer David's question first, the divorce practices back then, it was very easy for the man to say, you burnt my supper, so I'm going to divorce you. And so Jesus is giving a specific, this is the reason you can divorce.
Right.
Okay.
Yeah,
Because
that's
they
important
come up with
context.
just silly things to say, I'm going to hand you divorce papers.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
there was nothing to back it up. And so Jesus said, this is not okay.
Yeah.
Here's the reasons you can.
Yeah, so Mike's exactly right, and this is really important that Jesus makes a reference in this passage to the Old Testament law about divorce. And what's interesting there is that the Old Testament law allowed for people to get a divorce. This is only one of a few places Jesus talks about divorce. He actually talks about it in other places as well. But this idea of certificate of divorce, in the Old Testament law, a man could get a certificate of divorce and give it to his wife, but the law required that, number one, he had to get the elders to approve of it, which required at least 2 elders of the city to say, yes, you have a valid reason for divorce. And then he had to hand it to his wife. He actually says that he has to put it in her hand. Okay, so he can't just be like, put her bags out on the curb and be like, see you later. No, he has to actually confront her and talk to her about this, which if you've ever met a Middle Eastern woman, that's probably the scariest part of this whole thing. Like, I'm going to hand this to her hand. Boy, you better be looking for trouble. That's just the truth.
Hand it and run away.
But then on top of that, one of the things that was in the law, the Old Testament law, was that even if he did that, part of the rule was that he had to provide for her well-being until she remarries.